Donald Trump has been making efforts to end the Russia-Ukraine war, and in this regard, Trump hosted Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy at his Mar-a-Lago estate in Florida. Trump announced that he had also held a very productive phone call with Russian President Vladimir Putin. Without revealing any details, Trump dialed Putin before the meeting with Zelenskyy, and the call lasted for 2.5 hours. After the meeting in Florida, both leaders struck an optimistic tone, repeatedly suggesting that a peace deal was closer than at any previous point. Yet they also acknowledged the several issues, particularly territory security guarantees and the future of occupied infrastructure, remain unsolved. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy said that a full agreement on the peace plan could be reached by January 2026, but also added that Trump has made significant progress in talks on ending Russia's war in Ukraine. He agreed that their teams would meet again next week to finalize outstanding issues.
We had a terrific meeting. We discussed a lot of things. As you know, I had an excellent phone call with President Putin that lasted for over 2 hours. We discussed a lot of points. And I do think we're getting a lot closer, maybe very close. I do. I think he is. I think they both are.
What was your message? How close are we to a message to Mr. Putin?
Got to make a deal. Got to get it done. Too many people dying. And I think both presidents want to make a deal. We believe that they're going to brief you. We settled 8 wars, and this is the most difficult one. I thought it would be in the middle of the pack. This is the most difficult one, but we're going to get it done. We're going to have a great meeting today. This gentleman has worked very hard, and he's very brave, and his people are very brave. I'm also calling President Putin back after the meeting, and we'll continue a negotiation. Pretty complex, but not that complex.
How long do you think it'll take to get this last little bit, as you say, finished? What are we talking about?
So if it went really well, maybe a few weeks, and if it went poorly longer, and if it went really poorly, it's not going to happen. That would be a shame. There's that chance also. It's possible it doesn't happen. But, in a few weeks, we will know one way or the other, I think. But this is a very complex one.
Are you willing to put odds on it? What the bad
No, I think we'll get it done. I don't want to say when, but I think we're going to get it done. Yeah.
I mean, there was what Zelenskyy called was a very good meeting that happened between Steve Whitkoff and Jared Kushner last week. And, that followed up with this meeting before the end of the year, I should say. Again, the meeting lasted for more than 2 hours. President Trump had talked to President Putin before he could meet Zelenskyy. And then I think he's shown more optimism as to be able to end this war, which, again, has been his number one priority after becoming the president. He even touted the fact that he could end this war in less than 24 hours with few phone calls. So I think it was very interesting to see that this meeting happening right now. President Trump, as we all know, is in Florida at Mar-a-Lago. He's not in Washington, D.C. He's trying to spend time with his family for Christmas and New Year's, but he's still prioritizing this very important peace plan that was started by Steve Whitkoff and has been now handled by both Steve Whitkoff and Jared Kushner. The good thing is that Zelenskyy sounded optimistic. He believes that this could work out. The other unfortunate part is we do not know when. As President Trump himself said, there's no deadline. He wants to see this war end. He wants to bring peace, but there's no deadline. He hopes that this war could end very soon. Now, we also heard from Pranay, he was talking about how European leaders would be coming to Washington, D.C. very soon in January, and there could be more follow-up conversations. But at least, we've come a long way since the first time we saw Zelenskyy and President Trump meeting way back on February 18th of this year, when we saw how he was talked down by Vice President Jance and President Donald Trump. So it looks like things are going in the right direction, according to President Trump. It's confirmed like 90-95% agreement on important stuff. But the territorial things, the security guarantees, I think those are the big holding points. And also the fact that the Russians have to vet this plan and they have to agree to it.